Hello everyone, thanks for joining me on StubbleMeetsSteel. So I finally got my Karve Overlander in aluminum in, and I've been enjoying the heck out of it, and so I wanted to revisit the Aylsworth Apex in aluminum because I did kind of notice that the aluminum version of the Overlander was a little bit of a different shave than the brass one that I was loaned, and so I wanted to redo this shave and do a head-to-head on them. I just weighed them both because the Overlander, it seems like it's significantly lighter, but according to the scale, they're only about a gram or two. The Overlander is about 35 grams loaded, blade loaded, and the Apex is about 36, almost 37 grams blade loaded. So very, very comparable. You can get the Overlander in a myriad of different handles. This is the Kampfhummel handle that I got. This is a 3.5 inch. So it's a little bit longer. The Apex is a little bit longer of a handle. Blade exposure wise, I have to put up the measurements here. The Aylsworth Apex is a 0.70 gap, and the Karve is very similar. It looks like the blade clamping on the Apex, or the edge of the top cap comes much more. There's much less blade exposed than the Overlander. Not a ton, but it's kind of hard to see there. But it does stick out just a little bit more on the Overlander versus the Apex. Both pretty slim head shapes, just a little bit different. The Apex does kind of have more of a locked-in shave angle, whereas the Apex is more, or the Overlander is more of a conventional curved head shape that you kind of play with the angle a little bit. So let's get into it. For today's soap, I finally found the pumpkin soap that I've been looking for, and I kind of like the Hoffman base that I got the other day from one of my friends, and so I wanted to see what this evil pumpkin was all about, and so this is fantastic. This is exactly the pumpkin smell that I was kind of looking for, and one of the things that made me gravitate towards it was it said that it has cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg in it, and also maybe not nutmeg, maybe allspice. I'll put the scent notes up for you. But the other thing that really kind of caught my attention was it has ginger in it. And somebody had said in the comments on one of the reviews that I read was that it reminded them of like a pumpkin spice loaf cake or something like that this time of year. And I don't know how well it shows, but if you can kind of see, it almost has like a sugary, like a crystalline type of consistency to it a little bit. I thought that was kind of different and unique. Got it all bowl lathered up here. I need to try a face lather with it again. I didn't have the greatest time with the face lather with it, but I really do like the yogurt-like consistency and the slickness and the density that it has with a bowl lather. So that's what I chose to do today. Just got out of the shower, just got home from the barber. All right, for today's blades, I've got these Filoso blades. I've been really enjoying these. I find that they're a nice smooth blade, and I purposely kind of chose them on this particular shave because I want to kind of let the two razors, hold on 1 minute. All right, sorry for that interruption. Dogs are barking like crazy. So I was saying, I like these Filoso blades because they're not the sharpest, and so I thought this would be a great comparison because since they're not the sharpest blade, makes the razors have to do all the work. I found these blades have been fantastic in a lot of my razors, and they're one of the best, what I call taming razor blades I've ever used. And what I mean by taming razor blade is if you have a razor that's a little bit too aggressive that maybe you don't really enjoy, try one of these blades in it, because I found the Goodfellas Bayonetta and the Yaqi Ghost 70 that I had just a little bit rough, and I had them in my possibly sale pile, I tried them with these Filoso blades. I decided to keep both razors. Very, very nice on the Overlander side, super smooth. Definitely more audible feedback on the Apex. Very nice on both sides. The Apex side felt like it had a little bit more of that kind of squeegee effect to it. That could just be because of the shaving angles kind of built into the top cap there. You're feeling more of the cap, so to speak. Hoffman's is smelling great. I really like those extra spice notes that he added to it. I tried the Hallowed Sky by McDuff's and Sterling's Pumpkin Spice, and they're pretty good. The Pumpkin Spice I liked a little bit better than the Hallowed Sky. It was a little bit too floral for me. But the Pumpkin Spice was pretty nice. It has more of like a caramelly smell to it and more of a nutmeg. Whereas the Hoffman's definitely has the spice that I was looking for. Again, notice more of that same squeegee type effect on the Aylsworth side, where I don't really get that as much on the Overlander side. Both razors felt very nice against the grain there on my neck. Very, very nice and smooth right there. Across the grain on my mustache. I was trying a new open comb, new to me open comb razor yesterday. Kind of ate up my neck, so I thought this would be a great time to do a super mild but efficient razor shave. Explosive blades are fantastic in both razors. Super, super smooth on both. Very nice. Across the grain. Let's do the last one. Do against the grain here. The Overlander is just such a pleasure against the grain and across the grain. You can blade buff all day long with that razor and not get any irritation. Go over the same spot as many times as you want. It doesn't seem to bother me at all, even against the grain. All right, let me just get cleaned up under my nose here. I would say there's the exact same amount of pickup on both sides. I would call it an even Steven race right there. If I didn't know any better, I'd say I shaved with the same razor on both sides of the face there. All right, let's check again. All right, I'll call that. Let me go ahead and get washed up. I'll be right back. I'm all cleaned up. I'm gonna put on some witch hazel while we talk here. Well, what do I think of these two razors? You know, like I mentioned in the beginning, I definitely feel that the aluminum one does just shave a tiny bit differently versus the brass one. I can't put my exact finger on it, but overall I'd say that at this point I definitely feel that the anodization on the aluminum razors gives them kind of a squeegee, draggish type sensation. I personally like how it feels. I get why some people maybe don't. I would say that the Aylsworth Apex definitely seems like it has more of that feeling over the Overlander, and the Aylsworth has more of kind of that locked-in head shape there. You know, it's got that built-in flat bevel there that you could basically ride along the face, whereas the Overlander lets you play with the angles a little bit more, but very negligibly so. You know, overall, I would have to say this is really, really close to a tie. It seems like there's the tiniest bit maybe more blade feel, or I don't want to say more aggressive, but overall I would say that the Overlander is smoother in general to me. I can do whatever I want with it, and it's just such a forgiving razor, but it's still not boring, and there's just enough blade there where I can still have fun with it and I don't feel like I'm on mega autopilot. It's definitely a pleasurable razor to shave with. You know, they're very, very close. I would say buy them based on price and looks. The Aylsworth has less color options. You can get it either in black with the green, you can get it with purple and a couple other colors, or you can get it in more like an anodized silver with the colored base plates. Whereas the Overlander, there's a lot of different options. You can get different handles, different lathe handles, different colors, different metals, lots of different options there. Be advised for, you know, the when you jump into the stainless steel. I have a buddy that has a stainless steel and the aluminum one, and they are a little bit different. Not a ton, but they are a little bit different. So overall, you know, these are fantastic, fantastic razors. I want to say, memory serves me right, the Aylsworth Apex is around 70 or 80, whereas the Overlander is a little bit more. It's about 110, and they do take quite a while to order them, depending on what finish and options you have. There are some vendors that already have some of these, so if you're not picky, there might be whatever style you're looking for at a vendor that has it in stock versus ordering from Karve. It did take about a legit 2 months for this to show. They were very, very busy at that particular time. Whereas with the Aylsworth, you can buy these all day long from multiple different vendors and not have to wait for it. But, you know, I really like the aluminum razors. It's interesting to me when people say that they don't like the aluminum razors. I'd like to just talk to them and, you know, what is it about the aluminum razors that you dislike? You know, not to disagree or anything like that, just curious, because I really enjoy them. I find that with the aluminum razors, to me, it feels like it's like an aerospace super tech tool, like a dentist or something like that would use. You know, I find it's like super aerospace feeling in the hand. It feels so purpose-built and maneuverable and very light and nimble, whereas the stainless steel razors just have a different shaving experience to me. And I've really come to love the aluminum experience for sure. So, you know, if you're looking at either one of these, you really can't go wrong. If I absolutely had to pick, I would say the Overlander is my pick. This is probably one of my top DEs ever. Just fantastically smooth but efficient, works great with almost any blade, and every single time I've used this thing, it just wows me. It's just like an excellent shave every single time. So that's my take on it. Hope you enjoyed the shave. I got a couple more videos coming at you. If you're not already a subscriber, please like and subscribe. I look forward to talking to everybody in the comments. I'll talk to everybody soon. Take care.